Get to the side of the wall with your right hand on the wall. Load the ball of your foot that's closest to the wall and kick your leg forward as high as you can and back, relaxing your quad and getting a good stretch. Maintain good posture throughout this exercise. Find the wall, stand with good posture. Load the ball of the foot that's on the ground. Start by swinging your leg up to the side, rotate through your hips and swing to the other side. Repeat this motion 10 times on each leg. Start with your feet shoulder width apart and your hands on your hips. Make sure you go in a counterclockwise and clockwise motion, going forward, lateral, and back into extension. Make sure you get a good range of motion in this exercise. Repeat it 10 times each direction. So this is an athletic lunge, not an exercise lunge. Start on the balls of your feet, step forward into a lunge position. So as your foot is approaching the ground, your hips are dropping as well. Land on the ball of your foot, push off the front of your foot into hip extension into your next step. Keep good posture, drive your arms as if you were running, and repeat this motion. You're going to start in the same starting position as single kneed chest walks, with one foot forward and one foot back in a tandem stance. Drive off your front leg, bring your opposite hand to opposite leg. Don't worry about how high you're driving your leg. You want to keep correct posture the whole time. Don't slouch just so you can meet your hand to your foot. Drive up as far as you can. Relax your leg, land underneath your center of gravity with your hips down, knees bent, and then push off your front foot again or the opposite leg and repeat this motion. Start in a lateral position, feet shoulder width in a good athletic stance. This is more of a lateral jump rather than a lateral shuffle. So you should not be clicking your heels. You should be focusing on jumping, pushing off your back leg. Relax your front side, bring your knees straight up and over. Relax your front side and land underneath your hip. Whenever you land, replace your feet, push off again, and repeat the motion. Start in the lateral position. Unlike regular karaoke where you're focusing on just your movements and your steps, we're going to focus on our hip positioning and rotating our hips. So as we take our forward step, you're going to think about moving your belly button from wall to wall or from side to side. As you take your lateral crossover step, your belly button should be facing one wall, and then as you take your back step, you should rotate so much that you should be able to go right into a back pedal. Focus on moving your hip position and moving your belly button through your steps. Keep your hips down and keep your hips on the same plane. Start in a tandem stance, knees bent, hips down. Have a slight forward lean so your chin are over your toes. Your first motion is your heel's going to be towards your butt and you're going to reach back into extension. As your toes hit the mat or hit the ground, roll onto the ball of your foot, pushing off into your next step. Your same motion should happen, heel to your butt, reach back, keep your hips on the same plane. Butt kicks are the same or a very similar motion to high knees. Instead of pushing forward, you're going to be driving up, driving your heel toward your butt, working on going straight up and straight down. You don't want any backward mechanics or like a wheel. It shouldn't be back and around. It should be straight up, straight down. Same philosophy, you're going to work on driving, not how fast you get from A to B, but how many reps you can get in from A to B. Start in a good athletic position. You're going to work on jumping from one foot to another, Focus on jumping straight up. You're working on minimal ground contact here first. Jump straight up as many reps as you can. As you advance, you can start working on height, getting into hip extension while still maintaining your minimal ground contact. Start in a good athletic stance. Now, unlike traditional high knees where we're worried about driving our legs up as high as we can, this is more on repetition and on motion. Start by driving off your forefoot and bring your knee forward rather than up. Work on pushing off your forefoot and through your toes, driving your knee forward rather than driving your knee up. As you drive your knee forward, relax your other leg and push off. So this is a push-relax movement. Focus on landing underneath your center of gravity, taking small steps and more repetitive steps. It's not about how fast you get to A to B, it's about how many steps you get to A to B. Start in a good athletic position, feet shoulder width apart. Start by jumping straight up, getting your hands in sync with your hips. Make sure you finish through your toes and into extension. When you're ready, start jumping slightly forward, making sure you get as many jumps in as you can throughout the distance. You're going to start by jumping straight up and down, getting your hands in sync with your hips. Make sure you push off the ball of your foot and through your toes and start jumping backwards slightly, making sure you're trying to get as many jumps as you can in as possible. Start in a good upright position with good posture. Keep your glutes squeezed and your quads squeezed and push off, keeping your knees straight the whole time. Start in a good athletic stance. Imagine that there's a line in front of you through your middle of your body. Start on one leg. You're going to work on jumping nice and light, working on minimal ground contact, landing in good position with your knees bent, hips down, absorbing the impact into your next step. You're going to push off, making sure you get into extension. And then whenever you land, you're going to work on absorbing the impact through your hip. Make sure your knees are bent, your hips down, you're with good posture. Push off into extension and repeat this process. Start by taking short, choppy steps, making sure you're getting into a rhythm. We're going to focus on doing one leg at a time. So whenever you get your rhythm, take about 3 to 4 steps in between. Then you're going to work on pushing off your right leg, focus on getting your heel turnover. Get your short, choppy steps, and then whenever you're ready, push off forward into a high knee, and then work on your heel turnover, getting back to the ground as fast as you can. Repeat this motion, taking 3 to 4 choppy steps. Push off again into a high knee, working on your heel turnover, getting back as fast as you can to ground. You're going to be doing high knees the same way we explained before, except you're going to go at a controlled pace. So you're going to work on getting as many repetitions as you can in a 5-yard space through 10 seconds, and then accelerate through and jog to the starting point. This is going to work on making sure you don't overstride or overextend and getting maximum repetitions in the time.